Hello everybody, this is Napa Fan here, and this is race number 10 in season number 6 of the NOFSRL Turkey Hill Truck Series. We are here at the Iowa Speedway, Newton, Iowa, to begin the second half of the season with the Casey's General Store 200, a 50-lap race around the 7/8 of a mile racetrack. It's going to be a fun one. If you folks saw the Krispy Kreme Series race yesterday, you know that these guys can be all over the racetrack, and we'll be seeing some passes for the race lead here tonight as well. Only difference is, compared to last week, we're not going to have any pit stops, so where you start means quite a bit, especially for the guy who starts on the pole for the second straight week in Eli Bright. I'm going to ask you, Andrew, do you think Eli Bright's going to be able to hold off and win this time, or will somebody else back in the field find a way around him here tonight in Iowa?
Well, Iowa is usually not the hardest track to pass on, but it's not the easiest either, so I think maybe anyone in the top 10 might still have a pretty good shot at him, but Eli Bright, I mean, hey, he's a champion from my NR offline days as well, so he knows how to get it done, and not gonna lie, I might be rooting for him a little bit, but I think anyone in the top 10 should still have a good chance, but we'll have to see.
And inside the top 10 is our points leader, Fisher G. He starts in the 10th position. Had another fantastic run at Texas World last week. He comes into this race the points leader, 267 points towards the championship. Dan Park starts way in the back in the 33rd position here tonight. He's 18 points behind McAngelo, and the Wangu, on the other hand, starting 5th, is 56 points behind. Last week's winner, Sebastian Kukulon, who went from last to first in that Texas World race, 59 points behind, and Watkins Glen winner Cole Sampson is 60 points behind coming into tonight's event. Eli Bright on the pole, like I mentioned, second straight race he has done so. And alongside him, Emily Anderson with a very good run in qualifying yesterday. In row number 2, Trey Smith is alongside Skylar Perry. A couple of rookies right there in the second row looking to get their first career wins on Napa Fan. McAngelo and the Wang, we were trying to get back into this championship battle. He starts 5th alongside Matt Tuck, Ace Garcia, and Alexander Rowe in row number 4. Joe Rakowski and Fisher G are points leader round out the top 10 starting positions here in the Casey's General Store 200 from the Iowa Speedway. I'm going to ask you, Andrew, who do you think is going to be in victory lane tonight? Will it be Eli Bright? Will it be somebody else?
I would put quite a bit on Eli Bright, but I don't know. I mean, especially for Nwangu to try and get back up to the front, I think that they're going to be pushing pretty hard. So I think those are my two best picks.
We'll have to see what they do along with the rest of the drivers in this race. Here we go. Green flag in the air. We're racing in the Casey's General Store 200 at Iowa. So Eli Bright with a good jump on the start of the race will lead lap 1 and gain a bonus point towards the championship. Of course, Eli Bright not win the race last week at Texas World after he started on the pole there. He is hoping that changes here tonight. And your other pick, McAngelo and the Wang, were right to the inside of Trey Smith for the second position. Skylar Perry falling back 3 wide on the outside. Not a good place to be right there. Contact between him and Alexander Rowe.
Yeah, this track has a very narrow groove, so 2 wide should be okay, but 3 wide, you're going to be hanging on for dear life. But yeah, I figured Nwangu would be pushing quite a bit to try and get this win. But Eli Bright, of course, with the track position advantage. That's kind of why I was thinking it would come down to those two, but Nwangu with a good run there.
And he's closing right in the back bumper of Eli Bright for the race lead. It's a huge opportunity for Nwangu. We really haven't seen him up front too much since his race victory at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway back in September. But he's got a good chance at closing in on Fisher G in the championship standings. Fisher G did not get a good start there. He's down to 16th after starting in the 10th position. We'll have to see where he ends up here tonight at the Iowa Speedway. Remember, there are no pit stops, so where these guys are currently running right now is we got a battle for the race lead between Nwangu and Eli Bright. They're not going to be able to gain any positions on the pit lane, so these guys are going to have to do all the work on the racetrack here tonight at the Iowa Speedway.
And as you can see, the inside lane is key. That is exactly where you want to be. Because otherwise, you're up in the gray. There's not much grip up there. You almost think back to real-life IndyCar and the Indy 500 and everything. And when you hear them say, once they get up in the gray, you're just going to push right up the track, and that's that. And the same applies here.
I will say we got some intense racing and some excellent racing going on throughout the top 10 right here. Joe Rutkowski and Emily Anderson have closed back in. Eli Bright back to the inside, and McAngelo and Nwangwu. It's a great battle right there. Nwangwu with a bonus point for leading a lap right there, but Eli Bright's not going to let him have the lead for too long. He's going to try to get the inside lane to work through turns 1 and 2. Sometimes, however, the outside lane can get a run there off of turn number 2, and I think we'll see that especially as the race goes along and the tires wear out. Here comes Joe Rutkowski for second. And Emily Anderson trying to get to the inside of the 78 as well. Nick Smith up to the 5th position. And he's all by himself for that position right now. And here comes Matthew Logan to the inside of Skylar Perry for the 6th position. Matt Tuck, and great to see Josh Williamson inside the top 10. I believe he is going for his first top 10 finish of the season. We're on race 10 of the season here in the Turkey Hill Truck Series. Right now doing a great job in the number 99 machine for Autism Speaks Racing. Back to the race lead. Eli Bright holding on. Nwangwu has fallen to the 4th position. Here comes Nick Smith for the 4th position on the inside of the 78. Emily Anderson's got second on Joe Rutkowski.
And credit to Rutkowski and Anderson there. I think that Rutkowski started 9th, and I'm thinking that Emily Anderson started outside the top 10 now. Here they are, up battling for the win. That just shows you how much of an advantage that inside lane is, but also a little bit of the draft. These are trucks, so they're creating pretty big holes in the air, and I know for Iowa that sounds kind of crazy, but oh, trust me, it helps just that little bit.
I will mention Emily Anderson did actually start on the outside pole, so the 2 first starters in this race are currently 1-2, but you're right about the draft. We saw that come into effect in qualifying last night. These guys got those pushes from the trucks ahead of them, I should say, not behind them. And with that, they were able to get those fast times. And we saw so many different drivers in the top position last night for qualifying in the end. Eli Bright was able to hold on and grab the fastest time. But Emily Anderson wants to show Eli Bright that she's the fastest truck on the racetrack, trying to become the 2nd female to win this season. She's got a lap led right there to the inside of Eli Bright for the race lead.
Great move there. Got right on the quarter panel of Bright. Got him a little loose, pushed him up the track. And she took it pretty easily.
And Matt Tuck is, I believe, coming off the pit lane. I believe he had an issue in the number 98 machine, and he came right up on the leaders. That's going to slow Nwangwu down just a little bit. I would imagine he's going to run just as fast as these guys, though. Eli Bright is way up the racetrack. Nick Smith almost getting to the inside of him right there. Almost in the outside wall. They were really wide off the corner. That's allowed the top 2 to pull away. And Emily Anderson and Joe Rutkowski. Eli Bright down the 3rd. Nick Smith is 4th. Nwangwu with Skylar Perry behind him for the 5th position.
Looks like Matt Tuck is still struggling with whatever happened there. He's having a hard time catching the trucks in front of him. Really holding up Nwangwu and company there. So, I don't know, something catastrophically wrong for the 98.
Could have had a tire going down possibly, and that's why he came down the pit lane. He's 2 laps down at this point in the number 98. Tough break. He started inside the top 10, currently in the last position. Nick Smith trying to get a run on Eli Bright. As Joe Rutkowski got a run to the inside of Emily Anderson for the race lead, and our 4th different leader if he leads this next lap already. Only 15 laps into this race, and we've already had 4 different leaders. Last year in this race, Audra Baranowskis led the first half of the event. We didn't even have a different leader until the second half of the race. John Arndt ended up getting that race victory last year. Here comes Eli Bright to the inside of Emily Anderson. That is for the 2nd position right there. And I got to give credit to these guys for keeping it pretty clean out here at the Iowa Speedway, laps 16 to 50. And no major contact so far here in the Casey's General Store 200 at Iowa.
No, not at all. What I am noticing is Emily Anderson is sliding up the track almost every single time off of turn 4. They have used up her tires there a little bit, so you got to get them cooled back down to try and get back up to lead us. Here comes Nick Smith for 2nd.
I think that's something that gets underestimated here at the Iowa Speedway is tire management. These guys have to be careful not to use up their stuff early on because it's later on, and especially if this thing goes green flag the whole way through, those tires are going to come into play later on. I mean, we're not even going to have pit stops, so what am I saying? They're going to come into play the entire race. You have to conserve your tires this entire race because you're not going to come down to change them at any point. 3 wide. Skylar Perry, McAngelo, and the Wangwu, and Eli Bright. The Wangwu got in the Bright right there, and Bright is really falling back into number 5. Falling outside the top 5 right now. And he's in the outside wall again.
Man, yeah, once you get up there, there's just no grip up there. And saw Anderson sliding up, and that time Bright saw it, and he managed to get the wall. It shouldn't hurt him much, though. He should be able to keep going, no problem. But, man, he is just dropping like a rock. He might even hit the wall here again.
That outside lane is not where you want to be. You really lose your grip in the gray. Like Andrew referred to earlier on, you just don't want to be in that gray stuff, or otherwise you're going to slip right back, and that's what's going on with our pole sitter. Fisher G still in the top 10. And the only driver in this championship run right now that's ahead of him is McAngelo and the Wangwu. The guy who's right behind him in points is Dan Park. And right now, the number 2 has done a decent job in gaining some good positions. He's actually not too far behind, but he is on the outside lane to the inside of last year's Iowa winner, John Arndt, right in the middle of the field. He's actually in 20th right now for Rainey Motorsports. Tough break for Dan Park in qualifying, but there is still a chance he might find a way around Fisher G before the end of this race. Rakowski's starting to pull away a little bit in number 64. He's won a race at Richmond before in the Turkey Hill Series. That was actually his first career Napa fan win last year, and the caution is out.
Uh-oh.
Lap 22 of 50. Not entirely sure what happened.
Something in turn 2 by the looks of it.
Jesse Turner in the 75. I believe he got turned somewhere on the racetrack. Rakowski wins the race back at the line. Nick Smith for second on Skylar Perry. A chance to catch our breaths here at the Iowa Speedway. Our first caution of the night here in the Casey's General Store 200. Joe Rakowski, the race leader here. And we will not have a need for pit stops here tonight, so they will stay out on the racetrack. We may, however, see a couple of guys in the back of the field take a little strategy and possibly take tires. If you remember the first race of the Craftsman Throwback Series at North Wilkesboro, we had a caution come out. Zachary Fitzwater and Nathan Stapleton took tires early on. They used those tires to their advantage, and they clawed their way through the entire field for Stapleton to come home with the race victory and Fitzwater to finish second. So that wouldn't be a bad decision if you're deep in the field, but nobody's going to take that advantage, and everyone's going to stay out on the racetrack. Joe Rakowski, the race leader. Let's go ahead and see what happened to bring out the first caution of the night in the Casey's General Store 200. Joshua Rush in the number 66. He could not hit the apex of the corner, slid up in the Turner, who was to the inside of Seth Cole, and Turner lost it in the outside wall hard. He had no time to save that one. And a tough break for Jesse Turner. Had a great run at Texas World last week. Not a good run here tonight at the Iowa Speedway for Jesse Turner. Still looking for his first career Turkey Hill Truck Series race victory.
A little 3 wide, and Rush just throws it in there, gets into Turner, and a good save by Seth Cole and a bunch of others to miss him there. But that is going to severely hinder Turner's day and might even completely take him out of contention for a good result. But tough break there, but hey, credit to everybody else for keeping it just a one-truck incident and keeping it going.
I believe Turner will be able to continue, so all 36 drivers still on the racetrack. I noticed Stace Garcia was a little ways behind all of that. I'm wondering if he's had an issue. We'll have to check on that when we get to the restart. Joe Rakowski going to lead the field at the green flag. Let's see what he does. Halfway at the Iowa Speedway in the Turkey Hill Truck Series race number 10 of the season. The second half has just begun here. And it's going to be interesting for this 10th race of the season to see who gets it done at the Iowa Speedway. Back here at the Iowa Speedway, Joe Rutkowski has led the most laps tonight in number 64 for Christian Vargas' team. Right behind him, Nick Smith will be starting in the second position for Alexander Russell's team. They're 1-2 right now. Neither of those guys have won a race yet this season. The only driver in the top 5 who has won, McAngelo and the Wangwu, who won at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Skylar Perry is third. Andrew Ross rounds out the top 5 in the number 22. And nobody is out of the race, only driver 2 laps down, Matt Tuck. He's somewhere in the middle of the field, as he had come down the pit lane for an issue earlier on. Back to racing in Iowa. Nick Smith trying to get a run on the outside lane. And he might actually get it if he can get the run on the outside. Not going to be able to hit the apex, and Rutkowski pulls away in the 64.
And he tried. He got a really good restart there. I saw what he was trying to do there, but just got a little bit too high. The tires didn't stick like he thought they would, and just slid up there. Now he's got to try to do his best to hang on to third.
McAngelo and the Wangwu to the inside. The tires are extremely worn at this point, so they got to be careful, or otherwise they might lose their race trucks. Lap 28 of 50, so next time by, 22 laps to go at Iowa here in the Turkey Hill Truck Series. Rutkowski holding on to the race lead. Skylar Perry trying to get a run. Nick Smith continues to fall back in the 44. Andrew Ross going to move to the inside. We got 3 wide, and a bump between Ross and Smith.
Wow, that was darn close, but you see the championship leader right behind that. I'm sure he was holding his breath when he saw that in front of him, like, please don't do anything crazy. Or like what's happening.
Oh boy, Williamson to the inside. And that is the driver last in points, moving to the inside, our points leader, Williamson, with a great run here tonight at the Iowa Speedway, going for his first top 10 of his career on Napa Fan. That's hard enough to believe. Every other driver this season has gained a top 10 finish except for Williamson, and now he's in the 5th position here at Iowa. Fisher G on the outside lane. Madison Toll moving her way through the field. It's been a great night for the ladies. Madison Toll and Emily Anderson both in the top 10. All chasing down Joe Rutkowski with 20 laps to go. Skylar Perry right behind Rutkowski for the race lead. Rutkowski a little wide. Will Perry get a run here? Doesn't look like he will. Rutkowski remaining in the lead here at Iowa. For third, Emily Anderson on McAngelo and the Wangwu. He is going to slip up on the outside lane, and Anderson's going to take the 3rd position away. Here comes Williamson. He's going to stay in the 5th position right behind McAngelo and the Wangwu there in 5th.
Looks like passing's getting a little more difficult now that the tires are wearing down. But Skylar Perry just trying to do their thing there, stay in behind Rutkowski, but I don't know, they seem pretty evenly matched.
Williamson was able to get around McAngelo there, and the 78's going to fall back to 6th. And they're all behind Rutkowski here. They haven't really been this close to a driver and not been able to make the pass yet in this race. Skylar Perry might just be waiting, though, to make the pass in the right time, but Emily Anderson has a fast truck right there. 37 looking to the inside. Not going to get the run. Skylar Perry will block. And watch out for Josh Williamson as well. He's got a huge chip on his shoulder. He's not even gained a top 10 finish yet. He'd love to for his first top 10 to be a win here tonight at Iowa. We'll have to see what he can do. And Igor Barreto as well. We have not seen much of him this season either. But there he is in the top 5 at the moment in the number 39 for Metal Militia Racing. And I haven't even memorized the team names yet. I don't know why I haven't, but here's Jordan Lopez's team, JLP Racing, with Skylar Perry to the inside. Finally got the run on Joe Rutkowski, and Perry to the race lead. Here comes Emily Anderson. Great run to the inside as Perry went wide. But Rutkowski pushing the 45 on the outside lane. Emily Anderson trying to get the run on the inside, though. She's not going to get there quite yet. But she's got a run now to the inside of Skylar Perry.
Oh, it's game on now.
Perry is able to clear for the race lead. And Emily Anderson trying to take 2nd away from Rutkowski, and all these guys right on each other. Igor Barreto's there, Josh Williamson, McAngelo and the Wangwu, and Nick Smith. Top 7 all under a blanket here at Iowa, but Perry trying to pull away in the 45. 13 laps to go here at Iowa next time by.
Although I think if Anderson is able to stay ahead of the group behind her, oh my gosh, she already closed in. So, yeah, she's got a heck of a truck, and I think that she's going to probably be able to get up there. Oh my gosh.
Rutkowski slipping up, and his reign as the race leader is over. Here comes Fisher G. Fisher G's been in the top 10 pretty much this entire race. And with that, I would imagine he's going to pull away once again for this championship lead. Dan Park at the moment currently runs in 14th, however, so Dan Park still has a shot at finishing ahead of Fisher G in this race. So watch out for that as this race goes along. Skylar Perry able to hold on for now. McAngelo's up to 3rd in the 78. Great run for him. He rebounded after slipping up not too long ago. Nick Smith is 4th now. And Josh Williamson looking to the inside for the 5th position on Igar Barreto.
Yeah, the case with Williamson there, like you said, last in points, so everything to gain, nothing to lose. Just going for it right now, getting into the top 5. But if he gets a shot toward the end, I think he's going to be pretty darn bold to try and get up there. But he sees them trucks working the higher lanes now.
Tires are starting to wear out. They're slipping up the racetrack just a little bit more, so that's going to allow the opportunity for some guys who do not make that mistake possibly make some moves throughout the field, but they are starting the single file out now. Got Matthew Logan up here in the top 10. Great run for him tonight, and Dan Park got spun! Out around goes the number 2, hard into him! Goes Dale Lightning, and Trey Smith, Shane Lake as well, and a huge stack up in turn 3.
31.
A hard hit for Dan Park, and an opportunity to pass Fisher G in the points is going to end right there. He's going to fall behind the 43 at the end of this one here tonight after he got spun off by somebody down the backstretch and came up on the field. And we are going to have ourselves a late race restart here tonight at the Iowa Speedway.
Man, I think Dan Park's going to have some choice words for whoever did that. I had my eye on, I believe that was the 31, flipped up and over another truck. That was insane.
Last week's winner, Kukulon torn up, Edwin Mendez, Chris Skinlart, Shane Lake, Dale Lightning, Trey Smith, Joshua Rush with heavy damage in the 66. A lot of guys coming down the pit lane here with damage. Jason Tucker, I think Fitzwater got a piece of that one. Matthew Brown in the 57. And there might have actually been another accident from all this. I see Trey Bartos in the pit lane. A ton of guys getting involved in this massive accident on lap number 41. That's not exactly what Skylar Perry wanted to see. I think he might have had a shot at pulling away with this thing, but now he's going to have to fend off Emily Anderson on a restart. Let's have to see what happened here. Kukulon involved, but the big story is Dan Park second in the points, getting spun off with heavy damage. He's done for the night. Going to affect him in the championship. Let's see what happened to bring out the second caution here in the Casey's General Store 200 at Iowa. Dan Park is really not going to be happy with this one. Matt took 2 laps down. He's not even racing anybody. Got into him off of turn 2, and Dan Park tried to save it. You see him turn to the right, down the backstretch, hits the inside wall, loses control, and from there, you got turn number 3 heading your way, straight ahead for Dan Park. I believe the first driver to get into him was Dale Lightning in the number 31, and you're going to see Lightning run right into the side of the 2. Trey Smith nowhere to go, and I believe Kukulon got a piece of this one right here. He didn't get a piece of that one, but I think they got caught up behind. You see Shane Lake running right in the Dale Lightning, setting him over top Trey Smith. It's a flip at the Iowa Speedway, guys. Edwin Mendez also caught up in that one. Those 5 guys initially involved. And it was right here. Somehow Fitzwater got spun off. And he got in the Chase Marks, winner from 2 weeks ago. And here comes Kukulon in the number 24. He's got nowhere to go, right in the Chase Marks. And all heck broke loose right there. Adam Garcia, Trey Barto, Seth Cole in the 52 got caught up in this as well. It's a tough break for all those guys involved here. We got more guys with Jason Tucker and Matthew Brown. I believe they got into the back of Adam Garcia's. Chris Skinlart also got caught up in this as well.
Man, that's a big one in Iowa.
That indeed. Let's go ahead and replay this in real time.
Well, Dan Park getting turned off of a lap truck. I have no idea how the infield scrum is going to look there, but then just nothing that he could do at that point. And then from there, yeah, just sliding up the track. Further up, Fitzwater going around, and everyone else just nowhere to go. They're trying to race back to the line because they know that this could really affect where they're going to finish the race, and that's why they were
You know
going
what?
so
I just
hard.
noticed something. Sorry to interrupt. John Arndt just stopped before Kukulon came down. That was a great move out of John Arndt. Won this race last year. You do not see that very often, but he just came to a complete stop before getting into anybody, and his truck is A-OK in that 05 machine. Great job out of John Arndt there.
He's going to gain a lot of spots from that, and I mean, everyone else had tried to do the same thing, but, well, that's that's what happens when you're going full throttle.
So Skylar Perry will have to see if he can get his first career Napa fan win. Emily Anderson, I don't believe she's ever won in the trucks before, so she's going for her first ever Truck Series race victory. We'll have to see what she could do in the number 37 right behind Skylar Perry. McAngelo Nwangwu in third. Josh Williamson is fourth, and the points leader. You know, this is shaping up so much like Nathan Baird in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. You just can't keep him out of the top 5 and top 10. He just finds himself in that position every single time. That's Fisher G in the 43, looking to extend his points lead after Dan Park got involved in that accident. Let's go ahead and get to the restart here in the Casey's General Store 200 at the Iowa Speedway. Skylar Perry, your race leader here in the 10th race of the season. We're back here at the Iowa Speedway, and we are going to be restarting with 5 laps to go. Skylar Perry, the race leader. A lot of hungry drivers behind him looking for a race victory here at Iowa. McAngelo Nwangwu is third. Remember, he's only 56 behind Fisher G in the point standings. A win would put him a little bit closer to the 43 in this championship battle. Emily Anderson trying to get her first win in the Truck Series. Josh Williamson trying to get his first ever top 10 on Napa Fan. And Fisher G looking to get his first win of the season as the points leader. Back to racing, Skylar Perry. Gonna pull out ahead of the rest of the field. McAngelo Nwangwu gonna take second from Emily Anderson. Watch out for Nwangwu in that 78. I think he's gonna have a good chance of getting around Skylar Perry. Fisher G up the fourth. He got around Josh Williamson just like that. 3 wide. Matthew Logan, Igor Barreto, Madison Toll off of turn number 4. They keep it together.
Yeah, the gloves are off now, but Nwangwu trying to stay ahead of Fisher G, knowing that's going to be his best chance to try and gain any points that he can. And that's probably why he's also going to be aggressive for this race lead. He's getting up to Skylar Perry now.
We'll have to see if Nwangwu can get to the inside of Perry for this race lead. Going to be 3 laps to go this time by at the Iowa Speedway. Will Skylar Perry win it for Jordan Lopez here tonight? Emily Anderson down to the 4th position. Nick Smith in 5th. Fisher G in 3rd. And Nwangwu all behind the 45. Right to the inside. Trying to do it. Perry's going to hold off for now. 2 laps to go at Iowa.
And Nwangwu's got to regroup. Try and close back in again. And just try and let his tires cool down a little bit to try and
he slid up right there.
He slid there. That's going to hurt.
And Nick Smith looking to get to the inside of Fisher G. Nwangwu wants Fisher G to fall back. He wants to gain more than 2 points on the 43 in this race.
We might.
There goes Nick Smith to the inside. And here we go. White flag in the air for Skylar Perry in the number 45. And I believe the caution came out on the penultimate lap. That's going to do it. Skylar Perry is going to win here tonight at the Iowa Speedway. And Fisher G got the 3rd position. So we were not able to get that final lap, but I don't think it would have mattered for the race lead. Skylar Perry able to hold off the rest of the field. He's going to grab his first career Napa Fan win here tonight. The number 45 for JLP Racing and Jordan Lopez. Skylar Perry off of turn number 4 under the yellow flag is going to win the Casey's General Store 200 here at the Iowa Speedway.
Timed it all just right and did what he had to do. Angelo gave it everything he had, but at the end of the day, that's what matters. But that caution really helped out Fisher G. I think that Fisher would have lost at least 1 or 2 more spots, if not more, having gotten stuck on that outside lane on the last lap. But that'll help him out for sure and should maintain a pretty comfortable point lead.
And Fisher G will definitely extend that points lead by quite a bit ahead of Dan Park. Of course, Dan Park will end up finishing last here tonight, so he will definitely pull out to a huge lead heading into Gateway. let's first of all go ahead and see what happened to bring out the final caution of the night here in the Casey's General Store 200. And this was coming to the white flag. Eli Bright, our pole sitter, got in the Joe Rakowski, and I don't know if that was intentional or not, but those were two guys who were up front earlier on in this race. We're going to finish deep in the field here tonight. All because of that accident right there. But Skylar Perry able to hold off for the race victory. Take a look at the finishing results right there. And we'll give them to you the old-fashioned way here for this week. We'll probably keep on doing this for the rest of the year. But Skylar Perry getting it done here at the Iowa Speedway. McGann's on the Wangwu in second. Fisher G in third. Nick Smith, Emily Anderson, Josh Williamson, Agar Barreto, Madison Toll, Andrew Ross, and Matthew Logan, the top 10 here tonight. And only 24 drivers finished on the lead lap after that huge accident that we had. Trey Barpto, Jason Tucker, Chris Skinlard, Sebastian Kukulon, Zachary Fitzwater, Joshua Rush, Shane Lake, Dale Lightning, Trey Smith, and Dan Park all out of the race from that huge wreck we had. Lap 41. It's a wild night here at the Iowa Speedway, and for the first time ever next week, we're going to the Worldwide Technology Raceway at Gateway. Do you think we're going to see something similar there? Or do you think it'll be a calm race? We've never been there, or haven't been there, I should say, since Season 2. We've actually been there before. Haven't been there since Season 2. Do you think we're going to see another wild race next week?
Well, probably, because it'll be the second half of the season. Fisher G with a great finish here. I gotta think that some guys are gonna be like, okay, we gotta hunker down now. Let's do this thing. But hey, you never know. It's definitely gonna be something to behold. So stay tuned.
It'll definitely be a fun event at the Worldwide Technology Raceway. The Friday night before Thanksgiving. Actually, it'll be a Friday night race. So stick around for that. And in the championship standings here for the Turkey Hill Truck Series, Fisher G with a 51-point lead over Dan Park. And already only 10 races into the season, nobody can surpass Fisher G in the points next week at Gateway. Tough break for the rest of the field, but there are still 8 races left to go in the season. Dan Park, McGann's on the Wangwu, Skylar Perry with this race victory, only 55 points behind, and Emily Anderson moving her way through the field in the championship standings as well, only 69 points behind, coming into the Worldwide Technology Raceway at Gateway. Worldwide Technology 200 next week, next Friday night on Napa Fan, whenever time that'll be. But it'll be a fun race. First time we've been to Gateway since season number 2. We've actually been there twice in the Turkey Hill Truck Series, and we'll be there once again for the first time since 2015. So definitely looking forward to that race. Anyways, thank you so much for joining me. Greatly appreciate it. And we'll do some more races throughout the season, man. And yeah, hope you enjoyed this one. Hope you guys enjoy this one here from the Iowa Speedway. Definitely a fun race here tonight for Skylar Perry, especially his first career Napa Fan win. Thank you guys so much for watching. Congratulations to Skylar Perry on his first career Napa Fan win. And we will see you guys next week from the Worldwide Technology Raceway at Gateway for the 2 events in the Krispy Kreme Series and the Turkey Hill Truck Series there around that 1.25-mile racetrack near St. Louis. Thank you guys so much for watching. On behalf of Andrew Miller, I will see you guys later.